Okay, so episode number 400 and something of no. Let's start again.
Yeah. I can't do no small talk, no small talk. I'm not with the small talk. Can't be with the small talk.
Okay, welcome to Unscripted, welcome to The Fringe. My guest today is a DJ extraordinaire. He's been working in the South African scene for a while. You will have heard him on 5FM before. Him and his counterparts have come in for interviews. They've got mixes that have gone out on the Roger Good show, on Carl Kassem's show. His name is DJ Q. He is 1/3 of QRS and 1/2 of The Click.
Exactly.
Welcome to Unscripted, babe.
Hey, Mike, thank you so much for having me. Starting off by saying, hey, yo, you know what it is. It's your friendly neighborhood DJ Q.
Yeah.
It feels good to be saying that again. It feels good to be here again, and flipping how I started with you, to see that I'm here with you is amazing.
So let's talk about who you are and why you're important on the 5FM Fringe spectrum. So you are a DJ in South Africa.
Yeah.
You play a wide variety of genres. You started out playing hip hop. You have now sort of merged into the electronic genre, Afrotech, tech house, that sort of thing. So what do you, when somebody books DJ Q, what do they get? What do you play for an hour now?
So if you book DJ Q, you're getting hip hop. Okay. So I love hip hop. I started off as a house DJ, like when I started DJing when I was 13 years old.
Yeah.
But I only started DJing hip hop in 2018, and I've just fell in love. I've always been in love with hip hop. I fell in love with DJing hip hop, and if you book DJ Q, you're getting hip hop. And if you book The Click, which is my
your side project with Ryan North,
then you're getting Afro
so
House.
Obviously, Ryan North has appeared on Unscripted as well.
Yeah.
The last time we were here, he actually said that we should get you next. So
Yeah.
so that's where we're at the moment. Let's just talk about some of the gigs that you do. Let's talk about the. I think the main focus that I want to chat about today is the youth of South Africa. Back in the day, and I mean 5 years ago, the biggest genre in the country was hip hop by far. The biggest events, the biggest live acts, the biggest DJs in the country were DJing hip hop. That's kind of changed a little bit. Have you noticed the change?
I've noticed the change. I've had this conversation with my girlfriend. I've had it with my brothers. I've had it with Ryan. Right now, hip hop is in a weird state, and I say that not just in South Africa but internationally. I personally think the quality of hip hop now isn't what it used to be in 2008 all the way to 2010, 2015, 2018. I think 2018 is where it started to die a little bit.
Okay.
It's just the standard isn't the same.
Okay.
And if it comes to booking hip hop DJs, literally hip hop DJs, I'll see hip hop DJs everywhere. Now I feel like it's at a point where hip hop isn't the mainstream anymore, and what's coming up now is Afro House, Afrotech, and techno.
Right.
If you're throwing a techno party, you're throwing an Afro House party, it's going to pull a crowd.
Okay.
Hip hop will pull a crowd, but it has to be targeted directly to hip hop. You can't, as before, you could have a lineup and have maybe 2 hip hop acts within that lineup. Now that lineup is either fully hip hop or fully house.
Or fully house, yeah. So shows on 5FM that speak to that nature, like Nutty show, for example, on a Sunday evening, the Roger Good Experience, which is this huge show, especially on a Friday night, and obviously Carl Kassem show. Do you hear a lot of genres that you play on 5FM?
100%. It's like, as someone who plays hip hop, I hear it all the time on radio. 5FM is I think it's very youthful.
Okay.
In the playlist that they play on air, it's very youthful. But at the same time, I think it caters for every genre. Like you said, you've got someone like Carl Kassem, who, if you're not a hip hop head, it's fine.
Yeah.
Carl Kassem will play on his show. He'll play and interview tech house DJs, Afro house DJs,
Yeah.
Afrotech, techno. There's a space for everyone, which I think is phenomenal.
So if you were to be asked to put together a mix, let's start with DJ Q and then let's look at The Click.
Yeah.
If you were to be asked to do a mix on 5FM, what would you submit?
I personally, I would submit a click mix in the sense of I really enjoy playing Afro House as well.
Okay.
I would have to take a bit more time to prepare for the hip hop mix because
Got you.
obviously radio needs to be clean.
Yeah.
So if you were to ask me today to do a hip hop mix, I'd be like, okay, please give me like 2.5 weeks.
Okay.
Whereas if you ask me today, I'll give it to you today for house music.
The reason why I ask is because in today's day and age, you can't just unfortunately in South Africa you can't just be one. You know, you can't be a one horse wonder. Like you have to be able to play a wide variety of music. So let's talk about that for a little bit. So in terms of your thinking and your understanding, if you were to walk into an event and an event organizer booked you because it's DJ Q, because you're popular on Instagram, people will come and have a good time with you. You wouldn't have a problem with being able to shift your genres up.
Not at all. You know, it's actually happened to me once actually this year where I was booked for an event. They booked DJ Q.
Yeah.
And I get there and, you know, the crowd is loving the techno.
The tech, okay.
You know, they're loving the techno, the Afro house. And I'm like, well, I'm the only hip hop DJ here. I feel like I'm going to disrupt it a little bit.
Yeah.
So I started off playing house music, you know, Afro house. And then like a group of like 10 people came and they were like, dude, we came here for you. We came here for DJ Q, like the hip hop DJ Q. Like, what are you playing now?
Yeah.
And I found myself like, damn, like, you know, I'm trying to adjust to this crowd, this new crowd, but I've got this fan base of people who love my hip hop mixes. And sometimes when they see my name, they see DJ Q, they will come because DJ Q is playing hip hop.
Gotcha.
Knowing very well that it's a house music event, but they like that break of hip hop.
Okay.
So I find myself stuck between a rock and a hard place. Like I want to adapt, but at the same time, I can't leave my fan base behind. You know?
It's identity, I suppose.
Exactly.
Do you feel as though because of the youth in South Africa at the moment, that identities change a lot quicker than what they did?
100%. I can tell you now, the people who hold the most power in this country are the youth.
Yeah.
I've seen it, Mike.
Yeah.
I've seen if I'm going to use DJing as a term. If I'm DJing a set and I play one song that's a group of people don't like, and most probably it will be 18-year-olds to about 22.
Yeah.
If they don't like it, that energy will spread across the room like wildfire.
For sure.
It is so crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have to like think now, okay, cool, let me play this song or let me play, and it's like it sometimes throws you off. So that's why as a DJ you got to be cool, calm and collected. But they have so much power. Like one day the youth might love Afro House and literally like this. The next day they love hip hop again.
Yeah, for sure.
It's crazy.
For sure. I do also think it depends on the area that you're in. But you're 100% correct though. The youth in South Africa hold way more power than they know. Which I think is a good thing sometimes, but it's a bad thing in the sense that they don't go out and vote. And without getting too political, we've got a problem in this country where young people are not voting. Which means that their voices aren't being heard, but that's a conversation for a different day. Let's talk about the events that you throw. You mainly focus on 18 to 21-year-old people in the events that you throw.
Yeah, like the EPCs. Yeah, 18 to about 26. I am with QRS. We are sort of planning on trying to have a bit older class events. I have been looking at different venues because our age group, 26, 25, they are drifting away from the 18, 19, 20-year-olds.
Yes.
Because now when a group of 24, 25, 26, 27-year-olds are in a room and a group of 18, 19, 20-year-old people in a room, you can see there's this sort of divide.
Yeah.
And the older people are like, no, let's leave, let's find somewhere else because there's kids here.
Yeah.
Even though these kids are adults, but there's kids here.
No, we know that story.
So, yeah.
Do you also find that the older generation has got a little bit more money to spend?
100%.
Okay.
I've actually, I wouldn't say done my research, but through my experience with events where I work currently, like with the older crowd, all right, 500 sort of working class people can spend just as much or even more than 2,000 18 to 22-year-olds.
Okay.
So I've noticed that the older the crowd is, the more money they have to spend. So that's why, as much as I want to still do the EPC events, the youth events, well, obviously they're still youth. But
Sorry, what does EPC stand for?
Entry Point Consumers.
Okay, cool.
There we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So EPC, well, that's what I.
18-year-olds entry because there's a certain level of alcohol that's going to be consumed. A certain
18,
level of
exactly.
Got you,
18. That's when the 18-year-old to about 24, 22, 23, 24.
Yeah.
That's when people really start engaging with a brand, engaging with, going out, the drinking culture, the partying culture.
Yeah.
If you don't grip it then, you probably will never grip it like in the future.
Got you. Okay, so we'll come back to that in a second. I think one of the major things that needs to be mentioned is 5FM is focusing on the youth quite a bit, not just for Youth Month, but for our main focus has always been the youth. And one of the things that we've done recently is we've launched a streaming service called 5 Extra, and there are a bunch of young DJs who are now getting involved in 5 Extra. In a couple of lines, give them some advice as to how to get out there and do what you're doing.
Hey man, for me, in a couple of words is, you're never too young to start. I first got introduced to DJing at the age of 13.
Right.
And I would DJ at house parties. I'd throw house parties with a group of friends, and I'd DJ on my laptop, not even on CDJs, on my laptop, on virtual DJ, trying to get things done. I literally found a picture of myself on Facebook when I was still young.
That's how you know that it's
I'm gonna show you afterwards. I'm gonna show you afterwards.
Yeah.
But I only got my first professional gig.
Yeah.
In 2018,
Okay.
and that was after I went to my local bar, and I was like, "Can I play for free?" Yeah, it was Jolly's.
Yeah.
I was like, "Can I play for free? I just want to practice," and that was my first time on CDJs. And I practiced until this one guy at Disco Cam was like, "Bro, do you want to play on a Thursday?" And in Pretoria, Thursday's student night.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday night is better than a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yeah, for sure.
So he was like, "You want to play?" And I remember the first time I played, I was nervous. My hands were shaking, and it was like horses. I don't know if you've heard horses, like
Galloping. Yeah.
because I couldn't beat match with CDJs.
Yes.
But with that platform that you guys have, I really think the younger you start, the better it's going to be, and utilize that platform. Utilize it. I wish I had a platform when I was younger that I could showcase my talent. I didn't have that.
Yeah.
I literally had to walk to the bar or call an Uber to the bar and say, "Listen, I would like to practice and play for free." And only then did someone get to notice.
Yeah.
If I knew I could put my music on a 5FM platform,
Yeah.
I feel like I would be a lot further than I am right now.
Got you. Don't stress. We're gonna ask you to do some mixes.
So yeah.
No, for sure. Okay. So in terms of young people in South Africa, what do you, how do you feel about the next sort of generation of young people? Do you think that we still have huge events in our future? Do you think that we're still going to get the likes of Travis Scott coming to South Africa and big artists, or do you think that it's becoming more of a boutique thing where it's like, I want to watch those DJs and I don't mind spending a little bit of money on it? What do you think the youth of South Africa are going to be doing in the next 5 years when it comes to events?
So I've noticed, and I was actually chatting to Jaren and Romario about it.
Also guests on Unscripted.
Is it?
Yeah. They were one of the first
yes, I remember
people.
actually. Yes.
Sweet Shift. Yeah.
But right now the youth is very opinionated.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. I actually love it because it forces you to change. And people, the youth especially, aren't going to parties for the names on the lineup. Like, I've had instances where I've booked like people who can technically pull a crowd, but they don't come. But rather, the youth comes for the brand, for example, like QRS, like YLI, like Underground Africa, because that's a community.
Yeah.
And that community grows because like, oh, Mike really loves QRS or really loves Underground Africa or really loves YLI. Mike is cool. I'm going to join whatever Mike is doing. And then that community ends up growing. So that's why I'm so grateful for our QRS fan base, because, bro, these QRS fans, like our supporters, they don't care who's on the lineup.
Yeah.
They see QRS is throwing a party, it's going to go off. So we're going to be there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I have to say. I think
I dig it.
I think we can still obviously have the big Travis Scotts. I'm a big Travis Scott fan.
Yeah. That's exactly why I asked.
Yeah. So I think we can still have those big artists. But I think more so people want to go where the brand is going or where everyone else is going.
Yeah.
And if it's, for example, Travis Scott comes and brought to you by QRS, yes, people will come for Travis Scott, but people, obviously this is when QRS is a massive thing.
Yeah.
But people be like, oh, we know QRS throws good parties.
But don't box yourself in. You guys are already at that stage where people are coming to QRS events because they know that they're going to get quality stuff. I think that you're well on your way there. Let's just talk about some of the parties that you've thrown and some of the places that you've needed to DJ. Let's start with the craziest thing that you've seen on a dance floor. Like what's the silliest thing that you've seen?
The silliest thing I've seen, man. I've seen people being put on shoulders drinking. I've seen people put on shoulders and falling on the dance floor, and then obviously everyone falls.
Yeah.
But I think the craziest thing is while you're DJing and you see a fight unfold in front of you.
It's terrible.
That is like, whoa, like how did we get here?
Yeah.
You know, you're literally playing your jams, everyone's enjoying it, then 2 seconds later, there's a fight. So that is absolutely one of the craziest things I've seen.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
and
crazy.
Someone
being carried out of the club.
No, for sure. We won't talk about that.
We won't talk about that.
No. Okay, cool. What are some of your favorite places, or what are some of your favorite areas in the country to play?
There's a lot. But
you've done Rage, you've done Nhlanga twice.
Yes. I played at Rage. I played at Lychee Party 1 year, and then I've played at Rage 2 years now.
Okay.
So Rage is definitely a phenomenal platform.
Yeah.
It really, really is a phenomenal platform. There's not many music festivals, and now that we're speaking about the youth, there's not many music festivals that truly engage with the youth, like in terms of safety, in terms of everything. Like if I have a child one day, being someone who went to Rage and then DJ'd at Rage, I would confidently be okay with my child going to Rage.
Okay.
Because it's that great.
Okay.
And it's
safe.
that safe.
Yeah.
You know, it's just focused on the youth.
Yeah.
So yeah.
No, I dig it.
And then in terms of I guess outlets, I would always give a shout out to Jollies. That's where I started. That's where I started.
Yeah.
Those were the ones who gave me a chance to be where I am. Summit is also really great. I've enjoyed DJing at Summit. Just in Durban as well. I've DJed in Durban. I've DJed in PE, Roof Garden Bar. That's very nice as well.
Nice.
The list goes on and on of the different outlets and different festivals that I've played at. Lentedag.
Nice. Yeah,
crazy.
Lentedag. Yeah. Crazy.
That crowd is
Pretoria. It's
the
7,000.
most responsive people. Yeah, it's like 10,000 people.
Yeah.
All students, all ready to drink, but all ready to literally absorb whatever music you play for them.
For sure.
It's amazing.
For sure. Okay. Last question. Let's do a quick list of the do's and don'ts of being a DJ in South Africa. First, do not rock up to your gig late.
Yeah, do not rock up to your gig late. Do not do that. I hate being late for a gig. Yeah. I have this thing of I need to be at least an hour.
Yes.
Or at latest 30 minutes there before my gig. It's just there's nothing worse than running on stage in a sweat because you literally just got there. Yeah. Now you need to plug in your
and learn what the crowd is doing.
And then now you have to find your first song. There's nothing worse than that.
Yeah,
so don't be late. Yeah.
Do's?
Do support other events.
Okay, cool.
You know, a lot of DJs want to get booked but aren't there supporting those events.
Yeah.
You know, I've had people message me, hey, can I DJ at one of your QRS events? I'm like, number one, I haven't seen you.
Who are you? Yeah.
Who are you? Not to be rude, not saying that you're not a talented DJ, but
sure.
I haven't seen you at just coming to support the event. Now you want to play. Same with me. Kyle Casson throws events, you know, many people throw events and I want to play at those events. So if I want to play at those events, I've got to go and show support.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Support those events. Sometimes I will market someone else's event, even though my name is not on the lineup.
For sure.
But just because it's a really cool event.
Yeah, for sure.
And that's okay.
Nah, nice one. DJ Q, I'm very confident that we're going to see you in the 5FM fold.
Yeah.
Doing stuff, putting out mixes.
Yeah.
We're going to certainly hear you on either Roger or Carl's show. So,
I'm here to stay.
For sure.
I'm here to stay.
We'll put a bed in for you somewhere down, somewhere in the SABC.
You know, exactly, because especially now, it's too far from Pretoria.
No, for sure.
It's a trek here.
Yeah.
You know, so definitely have a room ready for me. I'll be here.
Nice one. Thank you so much, man.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it, man.
This is 5